Hey, welcome. This is another Ask Scanner School live Q&A session that we are holding every first Tuesday of the month over on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then maybe one of these days we'll get on that old TikTok thing that everybody's talking about. So if you haven't joined us for one of these yet before, this is very simple. If you're catching us on a replay, let me say thank you so much for sticking around and catching the replay. If you put your questions in the comments section of the video, I'll make sure to circle back and answer your questions afterwards. But if you're catching us live right now, there's a chat box over either to the bottom of the screen or over to the side of the screen where you can go ahead and leave me your questions. And of course, if we go over here and click on, let's see, the chat box and transition, we will actually see who's been checking into tonight's net. So again, my name is Phil Lichtenberger, and this is part of Scanner School. We have a podcast that comes out once a week every Tuesday, and of course the first Tuesday of the month is where we dedicate some time back to you guys, where we answer your questions. And I saw we had a couple of check-ins early before we started. Let me see if I can grab those before they were coming in here. So yeah, John Egan, I got you in from Jersey. Good to see you in there as well. You didn't make it into the chat box for some reason, but you are definitely in on tonight. Joe Messina, I got you in. So whenever you're ready, Joe, just fire away with your question about your SDS 100. And also Wayne got you in as well. Wayne, I saw you sent me an email, but I did not have a chance yet to go through my emails today. I left my desk or my chair in the dining room for work. I came downstairs to fulfill some orders. I finally got some back orders in of Unication products, so I've been busy shipping out orders since then, and I quickly just buttoned up my shirt and sat down in front of this computer. So it's been a roller coaster evening over here. So if I'm a little bit out of it, that explains it why. Let's see what we got in here too. We got Joe is saying, when I plug in my SDS 100 USB and plug it into the port on the scanner, it doesn't make question. I saw a post on Facebook. Someone had the same problem and you won't fix it. Not following your question, Joe. When you plug it in to the USB and plug it into the port on the scanner, it doesn't make connection, I guess is what you're saying. Funny how you wouldn't fix that, because if that's the case and that's the problem, then that is shown as a serial port issue. But if you take the micro SD card out of the scanner and plug it directly in using a micro SD card reader, you could still program the scanner up as if you were plugged directly into it. Because all really what's happening is the scanner is mounting that micro SD card as a external drive. So what you're really doing is, if you could take out that micro SD card and plug it into a micro SD card reader, it's still going to mount it the same way to Sentinel. It's still going to the scanner. I know it's a pain in the neck, but something that I would try doing first of all is change USB ports on your computer. First of all, see if that's the problem. The other one I would do is see if you have a secondary computer you could try. See if that helps out at all. And third of all, check that USB cable. Sometimes these cables, especially the really thin ones, they don't really make great connections. When I'm using something with programming or data or radio charging, I always make sure I use the fat cables. And I actually had a whole stack of them over here because I just got inventory again for my Unication products, and I have a pile of those in there. So that's I would recommend trying out those three. I think I said three things first, and see if that. But it's probably gonna be a flat rate repair. Going to Uniden for repair. I don't know the current rate, but I think it's in the neighborhood of say $70 for a flat rate repair. So that might be something you may want to try that one out. So, and again, for everybody who's a Patreon supporter, that's extra credit or higher, make sure you check out the Patreon dashboard, because there is a link for our live session over on Zoom right now. Of course, we'll be going over that over there after this Q&A session that's on the public domain. Over there, we've got, again, I guess see Kenneth's in there, and Chris is waving goodbye. I guess you're getting ready to do your thing, Chris, so good luck to you. And we got Mike and Paul in there as well. And of course, I'm watching the chat box over there for you guys going there. Let's see. We've got Joseph from Massapequa. Joseph, I'm just north of you. I'm in North Massapequa. So let me know if you have any questions about scanning in the area while we're over here. Kevin Emil Carr, sorry, butchered your last name of that one. Kevin, good to see you. Hope everything is well with you. And Fuzz the Pie Guy. Fuzz, yes, we are going to sync up. Fuzz and I are working on a little bit of a project between the two of us, and we will test things out before we put anything out, unless Fuzz, you've already done that, but it's okay if you did. But yeah, him and I are working on something, and we should have something coming out real soon for you guys to check out. So that's interesting. Just Fuzz, I don't know if you caught the beginning, I've been swamped with work. So today I kind of just, I just left my work desk, did a couple things down here, buttoned up my shirt, and sat down in front of the microphone. So it's been one of those roller coaster days here. Let's see. We got Squad 21 Photography. You've been getting more interested in SDR lately. Does running an SDR require a powerful computer? Afraid it might slow down your laptop. So it all depends on what you're going to run with the SDR. So basic SDR software, there's some really lightweight stuff out there. You could check out SDR Sharp and SDR Plus. Those are some basic SDR applications that run on multiple different types of operating systems. So if you have Windows, or you have if you have Windows, SDR Sharp is where you're going to go. SDR Plus will work on Windows, Ubuntu, Linux, basically, and then Mac environments. So it's pretty portable when it comes to that. But if you're going to get into more more heavier stuff, such as watching trunk systems and doing some analyzing, or even if you're going to bring in more visible spectrum with your SDR, right? The more you bring in, the more the computer has to work. So if you're going to bring in a small little sliver of RF, then it may not be so bad. But if you're going to try and bring in 10 megahertz, yeah, the computer's going to work extra hard for that as well. So, and just to pass the comment over on our Zoom session, looks like we've all got a Windows seat tonight. So very interesting for you guys checking that one out. And it all depends, too. Like, there's software out there that runs really nicely on a Raspberry Pi. So if you're looking at monitoring a couple frequencies, there's RTL Air. Fuzz, help me out on this one. Is it RTL Air Aviation or RTL? It's something that's made for monitoring aviation bands primarily, but it works really well in FM also. So that's an option for you. And there's also OP25. And OP25, again, you can get that to run, I think, on I don't know if you'd run on a Pi 3, but definitely on a Pi 4. And that will do P25 systems. It'll do Motorola Type 2 systems just as easily. So it all depends what you want to do with it, right? How many SDRs you're going to pump into this thing, and how much stuff you want to do in there. So there is, you don't really need a powerhouse. But if you do, you could do a lot more with it. So it doesn't really hurt to start. Yeah, and there you go. Fuzz is chiming in there as well. So you got SDR Sharp, SDR Plus, SDR Angel, which I've never used SDR Angel. I really have to try that one out. I am a huge fan of SDR Console. I really do love that piece of software. And that's been lately my go-to for conventional stuff. I also liked SDR Uno. Still like it. It's very, very, very full of eye candy. And HD SDR is nice too. In fact, if we've got some time, what I'll do is I'll fire up my SDR console screen so you guys can see what that looks like as well. There's a lot going on there. RTL Airband. There you go, Fuzz. Thank you so much. I knew you'd have the answer to that one. Kevin's asking a question about Nassau County Fire Department is digital P25. So there are some things on the P25 system for Nassau County Fire. Primarily, everything you're going to want to listen to is just still on the typical conventional channels. So you got your 4610 low band, and then pretty much everybody's got something going on in UHF in the county. Fire marshals, hazmat, that will be on the P25 system. But other than that, there's not too much going on over there. So you're okay when it comes to P25 in Nassau County as far as FD goes. Medcom, though, is over on the P25. So, again, let me know if you got any questions coming in. If not, what we'll do is I'm seeing all these questions. They are all YouTube questions, and it makes me wonder if I am even broadcasting over to Facebook. So let me take a look. No, it says live over here, so maybe it's just YouTube coming in tonight. So that's that. Hey, let's do this. Caleb is in as well. How you doing? Let me go over to this screen over here behind the scenes, and let's see. Show display 1. And let me type in SDR console. Here we go. Let's share screens here, and let me swap the desktops. There we go. Hey, and I've already got this alerting that we have something visible when it comes to monitoring. Let's see if we can do this here. Go to tools. Nope. I got to start something here. Let me start one of these up. So this is SDR console. Here we go. And let's see if I can go to tools. Nope. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. It's not under help. I'm trying to bring up, there it is, satellites. And of course that's in a different window. So let's see if I can bring up that window over here for you guys. Come on. Display, all displays. There it is. Let's bring this over here. So we can actually start looking at satellites on SDR console, which is nice too. So we do all displays. There we go. So it looks like just in time, the ISS is overhead right now. So what we can try and do here is let's put ISS down here, and we can, let's see if we can tune it in. We're enable tracking, downlink. It looks like the only frequency that's in here is 1458, which try to remember what the repeater output frequency is. I don't think it's 1458, but we can take a quick look. I'm not hearing anything anyway. We have a noise up in there, but you guys wouldn't hear anything anyway because I don't have it patched into this right now anyway, so you wouldn't hear any audio, or at least I don't think you guys are hearing any audio right now from here. But SDR console is really cool. I really do like this piece of software. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. You can do recording. You can look at the spectrum. Of course, I'm following the ISS right now. In fact, it's even adjusting for Doppler in the background, and you can actually see that down here at the bottom. See, Doppler isn't really adjusting. It says radio is 1458. It should be adjusting, but it's not. Loss of signal. Why does it look like it's loss of signals in an hour? A line of sight is in an hour. That's what it is. We're not. Let's see what this one is saying. This one's got 11 minutes left. There we go. 5 minutes to go. There we go. I was looking at the wrong one. It's been a while. As you can see, it's pretty cool. We can come in here. We can see the tracks, and if it was passing over, we'd be able to listen to it. Again, if I could do FO29, what we can see here too is that the radio has changed, and you can see we've got the receiver down here at the bottom, and this is actually monitoring it. So if I actually looked at minimize this, we don't see anything coming in on the receiver right now. So it's not sure if I'm just not picking it up or if it's just not coming in or transmitting. So lots of we got to look at behind the scenes here, but it's a really cool piece of software. In fact, if I go to receive over here as well, I can come down here into memories, and it's just hard to see where I'm sitting right now because it's a little small. But you know, I've got NOAA weather radio on here. Of course, I've got the memories flagged, so I can see on the spectrum where each memory is. And I like doing this just to see like if the bands are opening or if I've got any ducting going on here, because I can see pretty much every NOAA weather radio channel. And just by tuning in, right, this is my local one here, so this is the strongest one. And then out in Riverhead, Long Island, we've got another one. I think that might be this one or 550, but you can see them all come in. You can tune them all around. You can see how strong they are. Of course, you can play around with the squelch and all that stuff, and the step sizes, and there's a whole lot of stuff in here that we can play around with. So I really do like this piece of software. And again, this one's a more powerful one. In fact, if we let's tune things down a little bit here, and I'll actually close this out, and we'll show you some other ones while we're in here. So if I do like HD SDR, here's another one, and actually this one wants to pull in. We'll do the RTL. Not sure if you guys are hearing this or not, but again, it's hard for me to see. Yeah, it's a mute. But HD SDR has got a little bit less going on here behind the scenes. It was made really for wide screens, and it's got some really nice high contrast on it. So this is a piece of software if you're just getting started. It's something that's nice to do. But SDR++ is certainly up there. SDR Sharp is up there. So if you do SDR, let's see if I got SDR Sharp. Not really sure where I save these at, but a lot of stuff going on here. So let me go. I love SDR, so I'm getting sidetracked with this stuff. So let's go back over to the chat box to see, make sure we're not ignoring anybody over here. So let me bring up my chat box. If I can move this out of the way. Come on. Dock to the top. Move this over here. Restream. There we go. All right. Let's keep going on here. Wayne is saying Radio Shack Pro 433 standard skips reception on analog railroad frequencies on repeater systems. Priority is off. What is causing the problem? I haven't used a Pro 433 in a pretty long time. I'm not sure if they have a weather alert on there, but you may want to check out too. I think that radio actually has a Skywarn favorites on it as well, and it might look at the Skywarn channel for activity. And also, so if it's not priority, make sure it's not doing a weather check, and also make sure it's not doing a Skywarn check on that radio. It's been a long time since I've used one of those radios, but I'll dig into this one, Wayne, for you. I think you emailed me about this one. I haven't even checked really emails today I've been, I sweep through them to see what came in, but I haven't really sat down to dig into emails yet today, so I apologize. But I'll get back to you on this one, and I'm going to just make a note on this one too. So I waiting for 33. Gotcha. All right, ScanFed Ed got you in. Good evening. Justin is saying, just watching on Facebook. Good, Justin. We got somebody on Facebook, and also Carmen's in as well from FN12. Good grid square over there. Kevin is asking, is Suffolk County Police Department going fully digital P25? Yes, they are going full P25. They are already over on that system. They're still simulcasting though on the old Type 2, but yeah, those days there are numbered, and sooner than later probably they'll pull the plug on that one. Fuzz, no, I haven't heard. So they're finally going to terminate the ISS. It's I know it's kind of on life support. There's a lot of stuff they keep saying is beyond its initial lifespan, and it's sad to see that one go. I mean, I remember they had Skylab, and then the Mir. I mean, that was pretty depressing when they brought the Mir back in, right? But now they got the ISS, so hopefully they got something else that's up there. I know there's other space agencies that also have their own labs up there as well. But yeah, it'd be really cool to see if they extend it. But I'll check up on that one. That's pretty sad. One of my favorite things to do is to do SSTV reception from the ISS. I think that is always really cool to do, and it's one of those my favorite things. So I guess 8 years to go on that one. That's a shame. All right, John saying was recording the West Orange simulcast, now it went deaf in Bergen County. Yeah, I think we went through this a couple times, John, unless this is a different system. Let me know if it's the same one we've been troubleshooting, but I think you were saying, the receiver on West Orange simulcast. Did they change frequencies? Did they change towers, or did they change control channels? That's always something to check. Make sure that they did that or didn't do that, rather, because sometimes that happens. Could be a local site goes off the air and then comes back around again. Sometimes it's I've seen it happen before, right? Where there was a system out in Eastern Long Island where they had. I think they had 5 control channels, but they had 7 channels in the system. And what it was just nobody was out there to log it when the other 2 channels rolled over to the voice channels, right? Until summertime, and then somebody realized, hey, I can't listen to this system anymore. What happened? And then they realized, every day the control channel rolls over to the next frequency. So it's always good to have those all those channels in there, or the frequencies in there, if you can do that. Let's see, Joe. That should be my last question. I understand been very busy. Yeah, Joe, if you can email me, actually, that's actually a lot easier. If I email you and I say hi, and then you have to email me back anyway, it'd be easier on me if you just email me and just let me know what the question is right out of the gate. This way, we can just get that to answer back and forth. Unless you just want to ask right through here. We got another couple minutes in here. We can definitely discuss. Let's see. Again, for anybody who's watching this now live, again, I want to thank you so much. Make sure you hit subscribe, and you'll know when we do this again next month. And of course, we are adding more videos. I've been doing YouTube Shorts lately. It's been basically a simulcast of what I've been posting over on TikTok, but I've been posting some more stuff over on TikTok exclusive to there, trying to play around that platform. There's a couple guys over there doing scanning, so not that I'm trying to butt in over there, but it's just something different to play around with, and I've got about 10 minutes in the car every day while I pick up my daughter for school, waiting for her to get out. So I've been just using that 10 minutes to make a quick video and touch base and, just give a little tip or a trick or something like that. And we'll see how that one goes. In fact, I did one where I showed not how to do it, but just the fact you could do it. Add a custom boot screen to your SDS 100. So that one got a lot of traction. So I have to follow that one up with a how-to on how to do that one. It's actually really easy. It didn't even take me 5 minutes to do it. So... And if you guys want to continue the conversation after this, we have a Discord set up. You can go to scannerschool.com/Discord. And, of course, we continue after this as well with our Patreon Extra Credit members. So in order to do that, I definitely need a little bit more caffeine. Last month's was pretty heated. Yeah, that was a good that was me in rare form over there. We'll see if we can do that again tonight. So, let's see. Ray is in there. Ray, good to see you. Joe is saying he's using a BC96P2. And, Joe, was there a question that I missed, or are you just commenting that you are using that scanner? There you go. You have a question about programming a Phase 2 system. Joe, yeah, go ahead. So you got a Phase 2 system you have a question with, and you are using a 96P2. So... Not sure what the question is yet, but what I will do is, in fact, I just helped somebody this past weekend with his BC96P2, and it's always a joy to help somebody on a tutoring session and see their faces light up and smile when they finally hear something come across that scanner for the very first time. So, 96P2, they don't work so great in simulcast areas, but what you really have to remember is you set up a system, and then inside that system you set up where the sites are. And the sites are basically, what you see in radio reference. And, of course, you have to set up a group. And then inside the group is where you put your talk groups. So there's a couple of different layers you got to do to set that one up. It's always a lot easier to do that one on a tutoring session where we can do some screen sharing. It's a lot easier to do with software. So if you're using software, I would recommend, I use ArcXT. But you can also use ProScan, and you can also use FreeScan. If you need any one of those, you can go to scannerschool.com/Butel for the ARC software. I am an affiliate for Butel software. You can go to scannerschool.com/ProScan or straight to proscan.org. And those are just direct links to ProScan. Love using ProScan. In fact, I am using ProScan all the time. I got my scanner set up on that one. And FreeScan's got a really long URL, but the best way to go there is just go to scannerschool.com/FreeScan, and I redirect you right to the FreeScan website because I can't remember the website. So I just made my own little link, and it makes it a lot easier, guys, to redirect you over there. Joe, you're saying you're listening to CLMRN. I don't know where CLMRN is, to be honest with you. Can you put a link to that system so we can take a look at that over at Radio Reference? And I think we went through this. Was this over in Ohio? If I'm not mistaken, let me know. Or I was looking at that for a customer because I think they were looking at monitoring something for the unification device, and that system rings a bell. So in Connecticut. All right, let's take a look. Kevin, really quick too. Will NYPD go encrypted? It's a rumor right now. It's the way I look at things when it comes to Scanner Radio Hobby. Nothing is factual until you actually hear it or see it with your own ears or eyes. All right, so we got 5 minutes here, guys. Let's take a quick look at what Joe needs help with over here. So I'm going to click over to here, and we are going to go to Radio Reference, and we are going to transition. And there we go. So the first thing I'm going to do here is we're going to go over to the database. And we're going to go up to Connecticut. Oh, actually, I'm going to be... somebody changed something in the city. All right, so we're going to go to Connecticut. And the CL... What do you call that system? I don't know what county that's under. So if you can chime in and let me know. I'm going to look at CLMRN. What county is that? You said you're by New London, right? So let's see. Connecticut Land Mobile Radio Network. There we go. All right. So it is a P25 system. This is the old system that they used to put all the... Okay, I know this system. So anything here with a T, this is TDMA, or this is, in other words, P25 Phase 2. Anything with a capital E here is encrypted. Now, you can get a little cheat sheet by hovering over the mode right here, and it will tell you what it is. So don't bother listening to anything that is TE. Okay? Looks like everything on this system is Phase 2. We are not seeing... Well, I saw one talk group. There you go. Yeah, your 996P2 may have a really hard time with this system, to be honest with you. So what you're going to want to do is, let me see if I got your question up here. Listen to Troop H with towers in New Britain, Bristol. So Troop H does have their own simulcast system here in Hartford. So I would start with putting this system in first. Now, again, it's simulcast, which means there's multiple transmitter locations simulcasting the same data at the same time. That could be a problem with the scanner. So at a bare minimum, you need to build a single system called CL, what are you going to call it? CLMRN. And then you'll create a site. And in that site, you'll put what you see here in blue and in red, right? This is a bare minimum. Then you'll create a group in that trunk system. And in that group, you'll start putting in the talk groups that you want to monitor. So you can create multiple, up to 20 groups in a system. And you can create, basically, I think, up to 20 sites also under that system. But don't put in anything you're not going to be able to hear. The other trick with this, too, is I'm going to have to use my hands here to explain this one a little bit better to you, is you may have units out in the field, and they're over here, but all the sites you want to listen to are over here. If you don't have any field units on this site over here, that talk group may never show up over here. If all the units are over here, and they're all on this site over here. That's the beauty of the way P25 works. It's really good with spectrum efficiency. So if you have units all over the place, and you're monitoring a talk group on your scanner, then yeah, you'll hear those talk groups on both sides. If we had time, I could actually show you on Unitrunker or something like that, where we could put two systems or two sites on the same system side by side, and you would actually see that not all of the talk groups are showing up on both sites or both layers of the system. Another example would be something like where you have a 700 layer, and the 700 layer is only for fire, and the 800 layer is for police. Now, that is the way my neighboring county, Suffolk County, is operating right now, is basically everything in the county is on 800 except the fire, which they put on 700. But there's still some fire on the 800. So go figure that one out. So it's a little bit crazy. But yeah, if you want to set up your radio, you got to make sure you've got the right site in there as well. So, guys, I'm going to say right now that, again, I want to thank everybody for watching us right now live. Again, if you are catching us on the replay, again, I want to thank you for watching the replay. What I'm going to do here, too, is I want to make sure I thank my Patreon supporters. So I got a little this side over here. I'm just running their names again as a thank you and a recognition for helping me out and supporting me. And again, if you want to help out Scanner School, again, you go to scannerschool.com/Patreon, and anybody at the extra credit level or above will be able to join us for another live Q&A session, which follows right after this over on Zoom. Now, again, that extra credit session or extra credit membership is $5 a month, and we put everything right back into the podcast and all this live stuff that you see right here. So there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that keeps this stuff going. So with that, again, I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight live, everybody who's catching us on the replay. Don't forget to check us out over on Discord, check out our social media channels, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast, because we come out with a new one every single week. And next week's is a great one. We're going to talk about Civil Air Patrol next week. I have a really great guest on the podcast, and I'm really excited to drop that podcast episode for you guys. So let me just do one quick double check on the chat to make sure I've tied everything up. Very good. And then Squad, go ahead and email me. The 436 picks up much better. It's going to 96 in simulcast. isn't really that great. 436 works a little bit better, but the best way to get around a simulcast site is either to knock out all of the other transmitters on that networked site, or to pick up something that works more like an SDR, the SDS series scanners, or even a unification device. All right, guys. Again, you can always ask me more questions by going to scannerschool.com/ask. Until next month, I will see you all again here again. Catch you all later. And then we got to figure out where the button is to terminate this. So it's always entertaining when we do these live sessions, right? It's raw, and it's good.